Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Aquarius. If Aquarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Come on. Oh, geez. All right, there we go. Let's put that one right there. All right. What do these tea leaves have to say tonight? My goodness. Okay, so our card for this reading is the Knight of Wands. And it looks like we have a lot of fiery energy here. So that makes sense. It checks out. And so Aquarius, let's see. I'm going to start right here. I love this. It looks like a being, a person of some kind, head, arms, body. It looks like just kind of almost like a comet leaving a trail. I feel like fully activated, you know, just completely alive with passion, with motivation. All that fire energy and being met with the serpent. Okay, and these two things, they go together. I feel like you are on a quest for knowledge. You are not remaining inactive. Not that you've really been inactive, but I think you felt like kind of under the weight of life lately. Okay, and I feel like the last time we were talking, when we had our last reading, there was a sense of turning kind of the corner out of this place of a little bit of despair, anxiety, melancholy, and I feel like we're really, you know, really very much getting to that place, although, okay, and listen, you know, follow me with this a little bit. I do feel like it almost seems like I worry that you might burn out, okay, too quickly, because it's kind of like, you know, you were to one kind of side of the spectrum, now you're kind of bounced over to the other, and I feel like you're really pushing yourself to you know, lift yourself up out of these feelings, get back to the things that you're doing, I feel like, or you were doing previous to this period of time, however long this period of time has been. Maybe it's been a couple of weeks, maybe it's been months or years even, but I feel like you really are putting your all into it, and I just want you to, you know, consider, you know, just keeping a pace that is manageable for you. Okay, don't want to kind of get going too fast, and it's, you know, like a streak in the sky and burn out quickly, right? So I think, though, the important thing here as well, probably the most important thing, is that you are really seeking this interior knowledge. I think that this kind of serpent, you know, kundalini, things are aligned. The juices are flowing. I feel that you have spent some time really clearing out some blockages. I think that there's probably been an element of intentional movement, maybe some breath work. Although that doesn't have to be the case, but I think that these things really do help expedite that process, okay? And now, what is it we're looking for, right? I feel like there is a sense of trying to get a clearer image of what is next for you. What do you want to spend your time doing? I know that you have passions. Of course you do. I feel like you've realized for one reason or another that however things were kind of aligned or configured in your life before, it wasn't working all the way for you. I feel that you have gotten into a place in your life where you have lost some things. Things have, you know, kind of come to their end. And, you know, you're kind of you're on the other side of that. Okay. And if this is maybe the end of a relationship, maybe your kids have gone off to college, you know, you've changed your job or retired, something, you know, something kind of fundamental to your life. And even if it has been a really joyous thing, this still can feel pretty destabilizing after the fact. Once everything is said and done and the world kind of keeps moving along, and here you are, even if you have kind of planned what you are going to do, it might not really be the same as you kind of imagined when you know, when it's all put into practice. Okay. So I feel like there's a strong sense of going inward, right? Really looking into those interior places, looking for guidance. You know, I think that I get this, I really do. I get this feeling of, it's almost kind of like, you know, God, give me an answer. Show me a sign, right? Excuse me. And it just, it's hard to know how to get that going, right? And I'm sorry, I just slurped that, but my throat, it just is a little dry there. It's hard to know how to kind of open the channels of communication to the divine, even for those of us who, you know, do divination work, scrying, channeling, mediumship, whatever it is. Sometimes it just does not come to you, right? It's not unlike what, you know, what you consider like writer's block. There is just not a lot of information coming through. But I feel that, you know, you've been looking and you've been, maybe, and I think this is where that kind of knowledge is coming in. You've been looking for ways to get, you know, the ball rolling. Okay. Okay. And so we have, it looks like a bowl, with a person riding it. Okay. And again, with obviously there's still the tail here. And so, I'm looking. And so it is really, it seems to me, it does seem to me that I think there's a sense of just kind of like this feeling of pent-up energy, okay? Kind of like busting down the doors out to the outside. If you could imagine, well, like a bowl in a china shop, an animal. We've all seen like videos of deer that get into a store or a house or something, and they're, you know, it's sad because they're terrified and they're, you know, kind of flopping all around and stuff. But they will break down a wall to get out. Because they don't belong in there. And I almost feel like this is the same kind of energy. So what comes to mind immediately when you think, what can I do to kind of receive some kind of messaging? Is it prayer? Is it making appeals, which is not unlike prayer, but a little bit different? Appeals is more like, well, asking for guidance. Okay, asking, and these can be more particular. Depends on, obviously, you know, how your interior system is kind of, is it very detailed, like a, maybe like a Gnostic, you know, there's quite a system of kind of spiritual bureaucracy there. Or, you know, is there kind of just directly, you know, just you and the divine, or you and a guardian angel, or, you know, I mean, there's a lot of different ways we can, you and nature, looking for answers in nature, in dreams, okay, whatever it is, meditation, active imagination, visualizations, but I think really also there's a feeling of not wanting to wait around anymore. And I think that when we get to these points, oftentimes the key really is, and I don't, you know, this is different for everybody. It's not the ultimate key to everything, but is really considering that you already know. You already know. You have all of the answers. It is less about waiting for some kind of message to show up. Sign, omen, symbol, you know, divine inspiration. And it is more about learning to trust your intuition. It is more about trusting yourself. It is more about just knowing that you already know, you know, and creating a space where you can really ask yourself, you know, is this, some examples, right? Is this person safe to be in my life? Immediately, you know, yes or no. It will come to you. And then, as you know, we have an answer. No, they're not safe. And then the other thoughts start to sneak in. Well, they've had a hard life. You know, maybe they grew up differently than me. They have a different life experience. Maybe I'm just thinking, you know, I just don't understand, like, whatever it is, okay? We try to intellectualize everything, right? You know, this can be used for anything, really. I mean, should I have a piece of cake before I go to sleep? No. But I really want it, right? It sounds so good. And maybe you get to my age where, you know, I don't have sugar problems, but, or insulin problems, but, it's almost like drinking for me. If I have too much sugar too late in the afternoon or evening, I go to bed and I feel like I have the spins almost. It just destroys me. So anyways, this is a little tidbit for you. But yeah, we know. It's just often about listening to ourselves. You know, stop ignoring yourself. Stop choosing against yourself. Okay? Sometimes we just find reasons, I think, to, well, there's so many reasons why we don't trust ourselves, but especially, I think it's conditioning. You know, we're taught to question ourselves constantly, and it's so maddening because we spend so much of the rest of our lives trying to undo that. We have to listen to our nature. We have to listen to that deep thing in ourselves that knows better. It knows better. It does. It does. It just does. So, let's see. What else do we have? I have, this one's interesting. I keep looking at it. I'm going to try to get it. Let's see. How are we going to do this where I can get the light on it? Oh, let me turn it this way a little bit. Just seems a little bit dark. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So it looks like it says I love, and then it looks like a lowercase L or an I. Okay. And I feel like this is just such a period of self-love. I feel like you just are not going to find you're not going to find answers anywhere else besides where you know to find them, and that's within yourself. I feel like the love that you have for yourself, if you will allow it, is maybe the best love you will ever receive. And you know, some people might think, oh my gosh, that's really depressing, but is it? You know, because I feel, you know, I do feel like, and it doesn't have to be, listen, the idea of how we, express our love publicly, how we, you know, these big, gestures of love and romance and whatever, self-love, yeah, that's just okay, fine, you know, there's nothing wrong with it, but this isn't what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about being with yourself quietly, allowing yourself to be who you are in that moment, trying to, you know, block out some of the judgments, that little tedious thing that's always like, well, if I would just lose a little bit more weight, maybe things would be easier. Maybe somebody, you know, I would find the right partner. If I just had gone to a little bit more school, I had more degrees, or if I didn't have so many, you know, student loans or debt, maybe this, maybe that. If I, you know, whatever it is, I mean, there's all day we can think of things, right? And that self-love often is shielding ourselves from those intrusive kinds of thoughts, those judgments. Giving ourselves space to rest, to be excited about things. And not be, you know, not, oh, it's so dumb, or, oh, I like the dumbest things, or, you know, whatever. To forgive ourselves for the mistakes we've made. We make mistakes. We say harmful things to people. We hurt people's feelings. We have to just do better, right? That's the best we can do, and it is such a it's such a loving act to let ourselves know, yeah, you messed up. Okay, so we're gonna do better. It's okay. You're not a bad person. You're not the worst person ever. You deserve to be loved. I'm gonna love you. You know. So I feel like, you know, this is a place, this is a time of not only healing, but just really looking for something. And, you know, this feeling of seeking makes sense. I think you should look at yourself, into yourself. Listen to yourself. Try it for a couple, maybe 2 hours. All of your decisions. Maybe do this at home. It'll be a little easier. But really ask yourself. Go off of your intuition. See where it leads you. Okay, let's see. What do we have over here? I have a piece of hair in the... I'm sorry about that one. That was a little icky, but I have long hair. You would... I shouldn't gross you out, but we all have long hair in this house. And really long hair. And the amount of hair that I vacuum up is... I mean, I don't know how it happens. I don't know where it all comes from. Okay. Let's see. We have a beautiful little flower right here. And I have a little heart over here. And I'm thinking, you know, I want you to find something to start in the next couple weeks. Something that's going to take time. I'm trying to think. Something that will grow, maybe. It could be a plant. Or maybe, you know, like marinating something, fermenting something, just something that takes a little time to go around, or even like maybe starting a book, a series of books, you know, having the will to get through it all. If you have the time. But do something that you're going to be able to watch grow in some way, or change, transition, whatever it is. And I'm trying to think of more things. All mine are like, so, you know, growing plants. I was thinking too, sprouting. I like to sprout like alfalfa seeds for sandwiches. So good. And salads as well. But yeah, doing something like that too. But just something where there's a process. And maybe, you know, maybe something like knitting or crocheting. I don't know. But something that is going to take you a while, that you can see the progress. Okay? No high stakes. Okay? Like something that is just about the meditation of change, of something going through its, you know, different processes. And that's it. You know, I think that sometimes it's important for us to do these things intentionally as kind of little experiments in life, little acts of, you know, devotion and you know, courtship of, of spirit. And I think that would be nice. I think that might be something interesting. If you do choose to do so, I would like to know, what are you going to do? You know, what will your project in metamorphosis or growth be? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pick a card from the Lightness of Being affirmation cards. And these ones are the Earth element. We did the air element last week. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of and go all the way to the beginning. Okay, so we have, it looks like drops of water, maybe. I like the colors on this one. Okay, it says divine will, blessings, relax into profound stillness, initiate good intention, healing love. Yeah. I think that, you know, the profound stillness definitely is helpful. I think that you've had a lot of that. But I don't know that it was, you know, I feel like it was something that was more of a reaction to whatever was going on. Kind of like, you know, like that pause because there's some kind of torment happening. Something frightening, something, you know, drastic maybe happened or changed or whatever. Like we talked about. Maybe it wasn't anything terrible, but sometimes it feels terrible. I remember I used to always look forward to like school ending for the summer, and I would just be so sad when it was over. And it was probably because I had a hard home life, but you know, I always kind of was like, oh, you know, I'm excited because probably everybody else is excited. You know, you just get caught up in these ideas like, oh, I want it to end because everybody else wants it to end. And then when it happens, it was kind of like, this is difficult. So I feel that there is, you know, there's, of course, and let me see, what did it say exactly? Initiate with good intention, healing love. So yeah, I think that within the movement of kind of, you know, finding that thing inside of yourself, that voice, maybe the stillness helps you hear it. You know, I don't know, but I do know that I love you all, and I am so happy that I get to bring you these messages, and I appreciate you, each and every one of you. We're gonna wrap it up here and just say, if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. If you do subscribe, maybe hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. If you want to like the video, I appreciate it. And if you want to leave a comment, I absolutely love hearing from each and every one of you. I reply to each comment, so sometimes it takes me a day or two to get back. Please know that, you know, you are appreciated, even if it does take a little bit of time. It's just because I try to get through them, you know, with fully reading everything and commenting back with love. So it does take a moment, but I want to again thank you, and we will talk in just a few days.